We are here in the city of Villejuif. This name means the city of Jews, Jewish city in French. And in fact, we are very close to Paris, in the suburb of Paris. Why we came here? Because this street and this city, and especially this building behind us, has a very strong and meaningful meaning for me, because it was where I was a child. My childhood was here in this street. And in fact, this synagogue was established by my father when I was a child.
Richard was born in Casablanca, Morocco, but it was a difficult country for a Jewish family to live at the time. They relocated to France when Richard was a young boy. His family bought a house in a suburb of Paris, but soon realized there was no Jewish synagogue nearby.
Because we had no synagogue in this city, my father, who was an Orthodox Jew, decided to plant a synagogue. And then he did it first as a home church, a home synagogue, we could say. This synagogue became the official synagogue of this city of Villejuif. And it was here where I have done my bar mitzvah when I was 12, exactly like Jesus in Jerusalem when he was 12. Okay, we are here in front of the school, my school when I was a child. And why this school has some importance for me? Because in fact it was my primary school, and it was in this school I met a friend who introduced me to his father. But his father was a Seventh-day Adventist. Not many Seventh-day Adventists in Villejuif at that time.
It was here that Richard was introduced to the Bible. He would go to his friend's house any chance he could to study the Bible over the next few years. With time, he started to feel a change in his outlook on life.
And then progressively, but it took me about 5 years, I discovered that Jesus was the Messiah of the Bible. And then I gave my life to Jesus. But it was very, very difficult for my family. I remember about 2 months before my baptism, my father called rabbis, many rabbis, to try to convince me not to convert to Adventism. But no argument can compete with what I understood from the Bible. And after this month, when my father discovered that I was decided to be baptized, he said, "You are not anymore my son." And he threw me out from the house. And then I have not seen my father for about 10 years.
There are millions of Jews around the world who have yet to be ministered to by Christians. Since the day he gave his life to Jesus, Richard has been passionate about sharing the gospel with the Jewish people. He became a pastor and lived in Israel for 15 years to study and pastor there. He eventually moved back to Paris to continue his work in reaching the Jewish people. Today, Richard leads a small Adventist Jewish congregation in Paris. This group meets regularly in a small space of what was once an old movie theater. The meetings are meant to bridge the gap between the Jewish faith and the Adventist faith, but they need your prayers.
You know, I have said I was born in a Jewish Orthodox family. And I know that the Jewish people is a people of God from the Bible. But something is missing among the Jews. And what is missing is a knowledge of Jesus. I have discovered Jesus 40 years ago. And since that time, I am in the church. And I try to share Jesus with the Jewish people because I know they need Jesus. I know the second coming of Jesus is very soon. But for that, he needs also the Jews to discover Jesus. And because I have experimented that in my life, I have experimented that the Jews need Jesus, we need to share Jesus with them. And because we want Jesus to come back soon, then we have to do the Jewish ministry. We have to preach the gospel to the Jews.
Please pray for this Adventist synagogue as they continue to grow. Thank you for your support of ministries like this.